Today's guest on Poetry from Daily Life is Kalli Dakos, who lives in Ottawa, Canada. She was named after her Greek grandmother, Kalli, which derives from the Greek muse of poetry. Kalli fell in love with writing in the 5th grade, and her first book was published in 1990. Special areas of her interest include poetry, picture books, magazine articles, and teacher materials. 2 of her favorite books to work on were Recess in the Dark, Poems from the Far North, and If You're Not Here, Please Raise Your Hand, Poems about School. A unique fact about Kalli is that she taught in a town called Inuvik in the far north of Canada, 60 miles above the Arctic Circle.
Poetry can help us to both celebrate life and to face the challenges of this world. When I was 12, my father died of cancer. In those days, people did not speak with children about death like they do today. I found simple poems of grief and loss in the obituary section of our local paper, and I read them every day for years. They were poems like, "If you love someone, cherish him with care. You'll never know the heartache till you see his vacant chair." I learned at a young age that poetry can give us the words to face sadness and loss and to help us become resilient in a challenging world. I love to celebrate with poetry with children in the elementary schools, and I know there are children in every audience who are suffering from some form of grief. I was working with a large group of 3rd and 4th graders when a little girl came forward to tell her story. "My mother died last year," she said, "and I want to be a songwriter. I wrote a poem about her." "Would you share it with us?" I asked her. As she sang about the greatest loss in her life, I was in awe of the beauty of the child's voice, the depth of the lyrics, and the feelings expressed. I think it was Robert Frost who wrote, "Art doesn't end pain, it elevates it." The poetry of her words captured our hearts that day. Even the youngest children in the audience knew we were in the presence of one of life's greatest sorrows, and their hearts were expanding with compassion for the grief of their playmate. I've written over 3,000 poems about life in our elementary school classrooms, and I've learned that a short poem can have a huge impact on a child. Failure has always been a topic that intrigued me. We live in a world where we fail more than we succeed, and yet our schools are based so much on success. And then I wrote a poem called "Don't Tell Me," and I've written many other poems also about failure, but here's this one. "Don't tell me I won't fail, or it might not be true. Just tell me you'll still love me, even if I do." In 23 words, this poem tells us that life is not so much about success and failure as it is about love. Our children need the strength to go into the world and risk failure, and they do this best when they know they are loved. As a writer, I've always been in awe of words and their power to make a difference. I taught above the Arctic Circle. I met an elderly Inuit woman who told me one day, "I have never learned to read, and I feel as if I am blind." We want our children to travel in the light of literacy in a world that can be very dark and challenging at times. I've seen this light flicker and then grow in the lives of so many children through the empowering and beautiful words of poetry.